Hey Mixers, welcome back to another NBA player props video. We had a losing day the other day, which is only our second losing day since like the first week of the season. So that's awesome. I have been trying to warn you, we are due for some losing days. We still did get a couple picks correct. So let's go ahead and jump in and review those real quick, and then we'll get into the picks for today, Saturday. Okay, guys, so I gave you Evan Mobley under 18 and a half points. He had about 9 at halftime. But then got us there. Well, didn't get us there, I guess. Went over that line and ended with 20. So that was unfortunate. LaMelo Ball over 4.5 quarter one points. He did have 7. Kobe White over 8.5 rebounds and assists. He did not get there. He only had 6. Kawhi Leonard over 19.5 points. I told you could take that up to 25 plus. He had 39. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 4.5 rebounds. He only had 3. And then, but he had a lot of assists, so that was a good game for him to get back on track with his assists. And then the bonus bet did not hit. We missed both legs of the parlay. So the Bulls lost to the Hornets, the Pistons lost to the Magic. So that did bring our stats down just slightly, but they're still obviously fantastic. Let's go ahead and jump into today's slate. All right, so today I want to just roll with Tyler Hero. He's been playing really well since he's been back, over 21.5 points. He is over in 100% of games this season, but he's only played 2 games, and it was against the Mavericks and the Bucks. So not really exactly top tier teams here. And then his efficiency shooting has been over 60%. So obviously that cannot sustain. He is over in 3 of 5 head-to-heads, including the most recent 3. So I do like that. The game where he scored 40 is a game that he played without Jimmy Butler, obviously when the team looked a little bit different. But he has the best shooting matchup on the team, which is taking most of his points from the mid-range here versus above the break threes or any other area on the court. So I just want to continue to roll with him. Not a ton of analysis on this necessarily, like data that's going into supporting it. Just that he's on a roll, and I just want to continue to roll with him until that kind of runs out. All right. The next best bet I have for you is Brandon Pods over 23.5 PRA. In this first chart, you see the head-to-heads at home. These first 2 were with Steph on the court. The second 2 were without Steph on the court. So 27 and 28 at home without Steph against the Pelicans. The other chart you see is home games without Steph in general. So he's over in 100% of head-to-head home games without Steph. And then he's over in 50% of home games without Steph overall. So I like this one for him. It's going to be close. He has only played 1 game without Steph Curry this year, and he got only 21 against the Pacers, which you would think he'd be able to get more against the Pacers. But he does have good head-to-head hit rates against the Pelicans without Steph on the court. So I'm going to just let it happen. Obviously, Jimmy Butler's going to need to be scoring more, and I just don't know if he can. I don't think he's going to put 40, and so I think other people on the team are also going to have to score. All right, my lean here. This one's a dangerous lean. James Harden over 8.5 assists. He's over in 56% of home games this season, but that is lower than normal. So last season, he was over 67% of home games. Obviously, this year, he's been playing without Kawhi Leonard, and so I think that there is some negative regression that he is going to come up on that stat as the year progresses with Kawhi on the team. The head-to-head data also not so great. So he did have 11 in a head-to-head this year without Kawhi Leonard and no Anthony Davis as well. And he did have 14 before that. But then before that, it just, it doesn't look pretty. So obviously these teams have gone through a lot of transformation over the past couple of years. And I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. But now, just in my head, thinking about it, there's no Norman Powell on this Clippers team. And then there is no Anthony Davis on this Mavericks team right now. He's not going to be playing today. So those 2 combinations with Kawhi being back, I just like James Harden to sit back and go over his assists after he just put up a ton of huge games in a row. And then the past couple of games, he's slowed down quite a bit. And he is a little older of a player too. So I do think he would like to sit back and dish it out a little bit more if possible. All right, one bonus bet here for plus money. Emmanuel Quickly over 4.5 rebounds. It's kind of risky. But he's over in 50% of away games. That is higher at home, but they are playing away. Over in 3 of 8 head-to-heads, including 10 rebounds this season. And there's no RJ Barrett on the team. So those rebounds are going to have to go somewhere. I don't know that they necessarily go to Emmanuel quickly, but in my head, Brandon Ingram's going to be doing most of the scoring here. And I think that Emmanuel Quickly is going to be expected to pick up the RJ Barrett role a little bit, which he already is in that role. I mean, I feel like they're both pretty similar players already. And so he's going to be needed to score. He's going to be needed to do some assisting and some rebounding as well. I looked at Jakob Poeltl's rebounds as well. They're set at 9.5, which is very, very high. And I actually do think he can go over that. And that is at plus money as well. I think plus 100. This is a little bit more plus money. So I'm going to go with this one instead and see how it works out for us. I have 2 alt lines for you. The first one here is going to be Kobe White over 17.5 points. He's over 100% of games this season, but obviously he's only played 5 games. And he hasn't had a bad game, so he's kind of due for a bad game. So just keep that in mind. But he is over in the last 5 head-to-heads with the Pacers. Not the 3 before that, though. Obviously, this team has gone through quite a bit of transformation as well, with Kobe White becoming kind of more of a focus player on the team. All right, and then the other one here, Jeremiah Fears over 9.5 points. He's over in 95% of games, only missed 1 time, and he did have 17 already in a head-to-head this year, earlier, so against the Warriors. So here is the summary screen. We just have the 2 best bets, so you don't have to choose today. You just need to leave any comment, make sure you're subscribed, and like the video, and you will be in for that cash prize giveaway. All right, thanks, guys.